Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. This is the MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who people are before you meet us at an event. I'm excited today to be here with Susan Pullen. Susan, lovely to be with you.
You too, Lorelei. Thank you.
Thanks so much. So what is it that you do? What do you offer at our events?
Yeah, so I support people in living their full potential, mostly by shedding what doesn't belong to them and then really stepping into their gifts. And that piece about shedding what doesn't belong to them often comes in the form of like an inherited ancestral pattern. So, Lorelei, maybe you've noticed how some things seem to pass from generation to generation, like alcoholism or low income or bad relationships, things like that. So what I do is help people uncover those connections in their life so they can break that cycle and really live their destiny instead of just repeating their ancestors' destiny.
And then how do you go about doing that with people?
Yeah, so um, there's a method called a family constellation, and this is work that oftentimes it's unconscious. It's at a very deep level, a soul level, a DNA level, and so it's not something that we can usually track or resolve just by talking about it or trying to think it through. So a family constellation is a method that brings to light those energetic connections that we're not aware of so that they can be resolved.
And I know a little bit about what they look like, but people watching, a lot of people probably won't have any idea at all. Do you want to share a little of what that's like? And I'm also curious, how do you go about doing this at events with people? So I
Yeah,
session might be like, but yeah, so maybe you talk about all those because some people might want to do a deeper session with you too.
yeah. So at the events, we're going to be doing a smaller experience connecting with a healed ancestor. So not everyone knows that they have healed ancestors because oftentimes we look at our parents, our grandparents, and maybe they don't look very healed to us. But if we go back far enough, we can connect with that. And so in a family constellation, I'm using my body because the body is the densest part of the soul. It's like a radio station. We receive all kinds of radio signals from our family and other people. And so even if I don't consciously know the stories of my ancestors, my body knows those stories. And so we're tracking things like I feel hot, I feel cool, I feel pulled to one side, I feel spacey. So through those kinds of simple sensation in the body, with my understanding and background, then I can kind of translate that into some understanding of what's happening in the dynamics of the family, even if you don't know the story. So it's work that's done somatically, tracking sensation through the body, when we stand in basically the energy field of the family.
Okay, great. And how did you get started doing this work?
So let's see. So I've been life coaching since 2000, started training in alternative healing in 92. And so I already kind of had that foundation when I found family constellation work. The first time I went to a family constellation workshop, I felt like I had come home. It just felt, I don't know, second nature to me somehow. And it's impacted my own life so profoundly and beneficially that yeah, it's I could do it all day long every day.
Great, great. I think when we talked earlier, you mentioned there are a couple different things you do. So family constellations, and is there something else also?
Yeah, so I usually will put together in the mix depending on a person's specific situation. Energy healing. I have a lot of training in shamanic work, life coaching, creativity coaching, yeah, and the family constellation work. Yeah,
Yeah, yes, a lot of different things that you bring, right?
yeah,
Whatever service, whatever's helping.
yeah.
Yeah, great, great. How exciting. Oh, and how would people know that this work would be helpful to them?
Yeah. So a lot of the people who come to us have, and I say us because I have a colleague that works with me now, have tried everything to change a pattern in their life, whether that's sometimes it's a physical symptom, something that either hasn't responded to usual treatment, or maybe on the labs, it looks like everything is fine and there isn't really an explanation. So
Mhm.
sometimes there are physical symptoms. Sometimes it's emotional, like especially when there's a kind of persistent undertone of, could be anger, could be shame, guilt, not feeling good enough. It could be relationship patterns. I keep getting in the same wrong relationship over and over with different people, right? Or I have trouble finding love, and it could be more about success or money or really stepping into my purpose, because those are all ways that inherited family trauma can impact us and show up in our lives. So it sounds like a lot of different things, but really the common thread is I've tried lots of things, nothing is working, I haven't been able to change it myself, and that's because the root cause isn't me. Yeah. So,
Great, great. Yeah, it's just I've had some experience with the work myself too, helping and playing out someone else's, yeah, in one of our workshop settings. So great, great work. I'm excited that more people will be experiencing what you do. And if people want to learn more and connect with you, where do they find you on the web?
yeah, the website is true-radiance.com.
So true, TRUE,
Yes,
-radiance.com. Great,
exactly.
great.
Mhm.
Well, thanks so much, Susan.
Thank you, Lorelei.
Very
It's been a
welcome.
pleasure.
For all of you listening and watching, you can find out about all of our events at mewefairs.com. That's MEWEFAIRS.com. See you soon.